Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Thursday, April 20. Government has allocated $300 million to help financially challenged tertiary students. The money will go to Jamaican students at the University of the West Indies, UWI, the University of Technology, and the Caribbean Maritime Institute. Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Senator Royal Reid, says the allocation to the UWI was conveyed at last week's meeting of the UWI Grants Committee at the Cave Hill campus in Barbados. The funds, which are coming from the ministry's budget, will be made available as at September 2017. Minister Reid says it is intended to help needy students and is not a means to pay the fees for all students who owe their universities. In the meantime, the Education Ministry is to set up a special task force to review the barring of financially delinquent final-year students at the UWI Mona campus from sitting exams. This was agreed at a meeting held last night at Minister Reid's offices. The task force will also consider the UWI Guild of Students' appeal for more time to be granted to allow monthly paid persons and parents to settle fees by this month end. It was also agreed that a clear pathway to allow students to do their exams should be settled by next week Monday. In addition to representatives from the ministry, the meeting was attended by members of the UWI Mona Principal's Office and Guild of Students, as well as representatives of the Students' Loan Bureau. $515 million will be made available for indigent housing, education expenses, and funeral grants starting this fiscal year. Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond McKenzie made the announcement during his sectoral presentation in Parliament yesterday. The allocation includes $115 million for a special fund to assist councillors' response to victims of fires. From the remaining $400 million, each municipal corporation will get $1.7 million to provide education grants to citizens. Individual local authorities will also receive $1.5 million for the provision of funeral grants, while $90 million is to care for those who live in indigent houses across the country. And each councillor will get access to $500,000 to provide needy constituents with housing assistance grants. Minister McKenzie says the processing of applications for all these benefits will be managed by the poor relief departments of the municipal corporations.
For many years, councillors have been able to do little more than comfort their constituents in the immediate aftermath of a disaster. This is why tangible changes are being made, starting this year, to give the elected councillors the financial tool to be effective.
Going forward, he says elected local representatives will be given money to assist with the operational expenses of an office in each division. And all councillors, along with the Mayor of Portmore, will be given tablets to enhance their duties. Government's property tax collection target was exceeded by over $350 million in the last fiscal year. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says a total of $7.61 billion was received for the period.
The reason why we were able to be so effective in the property tax collection, it was because of the two tax mobile that was introduced in the system, Mr. Speaker. And between the period of February to March, the tax mobile was able to collect $42.9 million of property taxes on the road, Mr. Speaker.
The minister says that based on last year's success, another property tax mobile unit will be acquired soon. A new regulatory authority is being established to replace the Government Electrical Inspectorate, GEI. Energy Minister Andrew Wheatley says the new entity, the Government Electrical Regulator, GER, will revamp the entire application, inspection, and licensing processes, making them more efficient.
The GER will be guided by the Electricity Act, and the related regulations that are currently being finalized will provide for the outsourcing of inspections and certification of premises to be electrified to suitable qualified persons from the private sector.
Minister Wheatley was making his contribution to the sectoral debate in Parliament on Tuesday. He said the new regulatory body was a partnership between government and the private sector to ensure national development. It will be responsible for regulating electrical inspections, licensing electricians and electrical inspectors, and monitoring work done by the electrical inspectors. And finally, the Curfew Home for Army Veterans at Cross Keys in Manchester has received a major facelift. The restoration was delivered through a partnership involving the National Housing Trust, the Jamaica Defense Force, and the Jamaica Legion. At Wednesday's handing over ceremony, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who is also the Defense Minister, said the repairs were long overdue and served as an example of what can be achieved with all hands on deck.
For those who are housed at the Curfew Home, we owe them our freedom. We must practice kindness and we must lead by example. We must be each other's keeper. We must show how much we love our beloved country, Jamaica, by loving our neighbors and loving those who labored for us.
The Curfew Home houses 13 former Army men and women, most of whom are over 70 years old. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.